The rain came down in soft sheets, blurring the headlights of passing cars and soaking the cracked pavement outside the tiny daycare center. Emily clutched her worn jacket tighter around her baby, Zoe pressing her lips to the child's damp forehead as they stood under the awning, waiting for a bus that never seemed to come on time. She had $7.43 left in her pocket. Not even enough for dinner and tomorrow's formula. Again, the daycare owner had gently told her that this would be Zoe's last week. She couldn't afford to keep letting Emily slide on the payments. It wasn't personal, it was business. Emily understood. She always did. That was the problem. She never fought back. She was too tired, too defeated, and too busy keeping her child fed to protest life's cruel logic. Across town, in a high-rise that kissed the clouds, Nathan Carter looked down over the city from the glass walls of his corner office. CEO of a billion-dollar logistics company, Nathan was a man used to solving problems quickly, efficiently, and without excuses. His father had built the company from the ground up, and Nathan had inherited both the empire and the pressure to never let it falter. But lately, his life had begun to feel sterile. Empty. A string of late nights, failed relationships, and board meetings where everyone said what he wanted to hear and nothing he needed to know. That morning, his assistant had canceled on short notice, and the temporary agency had sent someone new. The file had her name, Emily Ward, barely out of college. Single mother. No real corporate experience. He almost sent her home the moment she walked in. Her clothes were damp from the rain, her baby's blanket peeking out of her oversized bag. But something about the way she met his eyes, tired but unflinching, made him pause. She set Zoe gently into a small stroller by the wall and got to work, sorting reports, filing paperwork, making calls like someone who'd done this 100 times. No complaints. No excuses. No coffee breaks. By noon, she hadn't eaten. He watched her discreetly pull out a squashed peanut butter sandwich and offer the larger half to her daughter. That was the moment something cracked inside him. He had seen hungry people before, donated to charities, run holiday drives, even posed for pictures giving out turkeys. But he had never seen someone so young look so old. Not in the eyes. Late afternoon came, and Emily was getting ready to leave. She stood up, rocked Zoe gently on her hip, and reached for the torn diaper bag with her free hand. Nathan, who had been silently watching her from across the room, stood up abruptly. "Don't touch that." Emily froze. Her heart raced. She turned slowly, fearing she'd made some terrible mistake. Maybe she wasn't supposed to bring her daughter. Maybe he was firing her. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." He walked over and took the bag from her hands. "You're not carrying this alone," he said softly. She blinked, confused. I can manage." He looked at her, really looked at her. Her wet hair, her thin jacket, the dark circles under her eyes, the baby clinging to her shoulder. And he saw something no spreadsheet had ever shown him before. "Emily," he said, his voice quieter, "when was the last time someone helped you?" She stared at him. I don't remember." "Then let me." He didn't wait for her to respond. He picked up the stroller, grabbed the bag, and walked with her to the elevator. The staff in the lobby watched with stunned silence as the CEO of Carter Logistics held the door for a woman in thrift store shoes and carried her baby's stroller like it was the most natural thing in the world. Out on the sidewalk, the rain had slowed to a drizzle. He looked at the empty bus stop, and then back at her. "You're taking the bus?" "I always do." "Not tonight." He waved over a black company SUV and opened the back door for her. She hesitated. I can't pay for this." "I'm not asking you to," he said. "Just get in." Inside the car, Zoe fell asleep almost instantly against her mother's chest. Emily tried to sit still, unsure if this was some sort of test. She kept glancing at him like he might suddenly change his mind. But he didn't. "Where do you live?" he asked gently. She gave the address. A rundown building with a flickering hallway light and cracked windows. He took one look at the place and felt something twist in his chest. He didn't say anything cruel. Just helped her carry Zoe up the stairs, handed her the bag, and said, "If you want to come back tomorrow, the job's still yours." And not as a temp. Her eyes welled up. "I don't know what to say." "Then don't," he replied. "Just take care of her." She nodded, biting her lip to keep from crying, and closed the door softly. But that was only the beginning.